Welcome to 162 Customizing. Going to build a Hideaway bench vise for the end of the workbench. I'll have a detailed list at the end of the materials, the sizes, and then we can go from there. Okay, here's the extension of legs that I made for this workbench table, and they're 2x4. What we're going to do is build a vise that we can access whenever we need it, that'll rest right there and come up to table level out here, and you'll be able to use it until you're done and then bring it back down. Show you how we're going to build it. Okay, the first step is take this piece of 2x4, which is part of the build, but we're going to use it to simulate the leg that's down at the bottom of the workbench, because it's much easier to show you up here than it is down there, video and wise. So we'll take the one side, left side, and the right side, line them up with the outside edge of this 2x4, mark where we're going to make our center pivot point hole. There. And there. Okay. Then we're going to take the same piece, come down this end, set it flat, and line it up so we know where to make the mounting holes. There, 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 and there. Now, I have set in flush here, which means this is upside down for right now. But when we flip it over, this will be all flush on the top. Lined up with the edge, so we'll figure 2 screws, about 1. Let's figure 3 to keep twisting going on. Keep it from twisting. So we'll do those 3 holes on the drill press as well. Obviously we have our marks ready to go to know where to drill. I'm using a 7/32 drill. And the reason for drilling these holes is to prevent mostly this cheap pine from splitting on me when I go to mount it to the leg. Let's see, got to get some safety glasses here, even though I'm regular glasses. Get a safety shield. Alright, safety shield, ready to go. Holes up with some sandpaper just to smooth out whatever wooden splinter burrs we made, and we made a lot. Looks like on that one. So obviously you guys get the idea. I don't want to make it a crazy long video, so I'll just do the other one off camera. Taking some 40 grit, I believe it's 40, 36, 40, something like that, and we'll just tune up these wooden burrs, I guess you could call it, splinter burrs. So I made this little jig just to make sure that everything lines up flush. I speed square to the edge, so I'm positive that's straight. Next step will be this piece right here. These 2 side pieces, butted all the way against there, so now we know it's true. We'll be screwing these down into place. Might be overkill on these screw sizes, but oh well. Come on, baby, go, 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 go. That lift on me? Nope. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish screwing them in place. Okay, so off camera, I made my marks where this would be setting level as long as I line them up with the top of this. Alright, so now we have it all lined up, the top with the marks, the level marks. I wound up using a couple of long screws to help me hold the wood in place. They're just resting on there, they're not mounted down in any way. Next will be installing the pivot screws. And then you notice I have this clamp set aside because I'm going to be making my 27/64, I believe it was, hole through here. So we can mount the rod through it. The rod will hold this in place while working on it. When we're done, we just pull out the rod, drops down out of footway, everything like that. So we have a Hideaway vise here. The pivot screws, right now, I'm going to put them all the way through. But once we get our pinhole drilled out and the pin in place, we can loosen them back up so we can get our swing. Alright, so using the 1/2 inch wood drill bit, drilled it all the way through off camera. Use the 27/64 rod set in place. Now we can loosen up the pivot screws, get rid of these guys, mount the deck, and then mount the vise. So the next step I did was I put one screw in the deck, mount it, just so I can see where it's going to be and if I have foot clearance, which I do. Pin, put it back up, the pin goes in place. We'll finish mounting this down now that I got my desired location. Now, figure out where we want our vise. And then mark for the holes and the bolts. Now we need the 5/16 wood drill bit. And drill all 4 holes, obviously. So it's completed. Hideaway bench vise. Put the pin back in place. When you're not using it, I don't know if I'll weld a clamp on the end of the, or washer on the end of the rod or not. Might be okay just leaving it in place while it's not in use. And as you can see, got plenty of good foot room. You're not going to trip over it or nothing. And whenever you want to use it, pull the pin, raise it up, put the pin in place, bam, you're ready to work. So there you have it. Little shop tip. Take advantage of small space. Using up your available area. It's just a pretty decent idea. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, comment. Everybody have a good one.